Okay. Hi. Welcome to Rahul's classroom. Today we are continuing the previous topic, that means grade 12 accountancy, not for profit making organization. Before subscribing my channel, I request you to watch the video fully, and if it is helpful to you, kindly share and subscribe my channel. Today we are solving some questions related with the income and expenditure account, and also discussing certain items which affects both income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. Okay, now we are reading a question. So all of you please listen here. This is a receipt and payment account of 3-Star Club as on 31st March 2020. We can check the different details given here. On the receipt side, we can see balance brought down 5,000, subscription 30,000, donation 50,000, legacies 20,000, sale of old newspaper 1,000, locker rent 2,000, interest on investment 3,000, and within bracket 10% is mentioned. It is very important here. On the opposite side, that means on the credit side, we can see salaries 12,000, rent 24,000, stationery 4,000, sports materials 25,000, furniture 20,000, charity 5,000, honorarium 10,000, and the balance carried down, that means closing balance of cash 11,000. Then total 1,11,000 on both sides. Then additional information given here. Number 1, subscription outstanding on 1/4/2019 1,000 and 31/3/2020 rupees 2,000. Next one, stock of stationery as on 1/4/2019 rupees 500 and 31/3/2020 rupees 1,000. Salaries outstanding rupees 6,000. In this case, the date is not mentioned there. Therefore, we can assume that it is outstanding as on 31/3/2020. And finally, half of the donation meant for building. Half of the donation meant for building. This is the question now. We are going to solve the question. Okay, I think all of you read the question carefully. Now, we are analyzing how to prepare the income and expenditure account from the given question. Many details are given in the receipt and the payment account. But we are not considering, or we are not taking, or we are not carrying all such items into the income and expenditure account, because we clearly mentioned such details during the previous videos. Here in income and expenditure account, we are taking only the revenue items and the current year's figures. So in the given question, the first item, it was the balance brought down. That means the opening balance of cash. It never affects the income and expenditure account because it is an asset. Therefore, it should be posted in the balance sheet, not in the current year's balance sheet, because it's an opening balance. It's an opening balance. So it was recorded in the previous year's balance sheet. And next item given, the subscription. Subscription is a nominal item, or it is a revenue item. It should be posted into the income and expenditure account. But it has some adjustments. Adjustments related with the outstanding say this total subscription received is equal to 30,000. 30,000 is the total amount of subscription received during the current year. And what are the adjustments given there? Outstanding subscription as on the end and outstanding subscription as on the beginning. Outstanding subscription as on the end means that is related with the current year and that is applicable for the current year's income. Therefore, it should be added here. That means outstanding subscription as on 31/3/2020 should be added with the total subscription of rupees 30,000. Thus, we got 32,000 is the total subscription. And one more information is there. Subscription outstanding as on beginning, that means as on 1/4/2019. And during the current year, please check now how much the total received though. Total subscription received is equal to 30,000. And out of the 30,000, we can assume that 1,000 that is received for the previous year. 1,000 that is related with the previous year and that is received during the current year. But remember, it is not related with the current year's income. Therefore, it should be deducted here. This total subscription outer column we are getting 31,000. You understood the background of 31,000 now? Okay. Then once again, subscription as on 30,000. And again outstanding subscription as on the end, it should be added there, that is 2,000. Thus we got total of 32,000. From this total we are deducting the subscription which is related with the previous year, that means rupees 1,000. Thus total subscription applicable for the current year is equal to 31,000. Next item given the donation. Donation, how much total given? Total given how much now? How much total given? Excuse me. Total given rupees 50,000. But one additional information is there. That means half of the donation meant for construction of a building. It's very important here. So all of you please listen now. This information is very important here. That means total amount of donation received is equal to 50,000. And again we can't treat this 50,000 as a revenue item, because why? It includes 50%, that means 25,000 for a specific purpose. It is not for a routine activity. It is meant for a specific activity. That means that is meant for constructing a building. Therefore, we can't consider rupees 50,000 as income. Instead, we are taking only half of the total donation what we received. That means 25,000 is the amount of donation here. That means donation income. How much we are treating only? Only rupees 25,000. You understand the reason? The reason is that out of the total 50,000, 50% that is meant for constructing a building, that is meant for a specific purpose. Therefore, we are considering only the half of the donation here as an income. And the rest half, it should be posted on the balance sheet on the liability side. Because it's a capital receipt. All capital receipts are posted on the liability side of the balance sheet. Next item given the sale of old newspaper. It's a nominal item. It's a revenue item. Therefore, it's a part of the current year's income. Therefore, we are considering such 1,000 here. Okay. Next item here given locker rent rupees 2,000. What is locker rent? What is locker rent? That means sometimes the non-profit making organization or the non-trading concerns are receiving some valuable items from the members or the non-members for the safe custody. For this, they are charging certain amount from the person who given such documents or such safe valuable items to the non-trading concerns. Okay, from there, or from these members, they are receiving certain amount called the locker rent. It's a revenue income. Therefore, it's a part of the total current year's income. Okay. Next item, interest on investment 3,000. And one more information given in the bracket 10%. That means interest we received how much? 3,000. And what's meaning of 10%? 10% is the rate of interest. That means here the club has already an investment of rupees 30,000, not 3,000. Investment valued at rupees how much now? 30,000. Because why? The non-trading or non-profit making organization now received rupees 3,000 as interest, and this 3,000 is the 10% of the investment. That means total investment rupees 30,000. But 30,000 is an asset, should not be a part of the income and expenditure account. It is a part of the balance sheet. So while preparing the balance sheet, we can see such 30,000 into there. But here we are considering only rupees 3,000 as an income. So the total incomes are over here. Next item, the expenditures here. Then first item, salaries. Salaries is a revenue expenditure, and it has some adjustments. What's the adjustment given there? Salaries outstanding. That's only mentioned there without mentioning the date of outstanding. So in such case, we can assume that that is outstanding for the current year. Therefore, it should be added here 6,000. Thus, we are getting a total of rupees 18,000 as the total salary expenditure. Next item, rent rupees 24,000. Now, adjustment is there, so we can directly enter 24,000 here. Remember, it's a nominal item or it's a revenue item. Therefore, we are posting here. Next item, the stationery. Stationery, we were explaining the same in the previous videos. Stationery rupees, how much? Total 4,000. Total 4,000 is the amount of stationery paid during the current year. It is total value of stationery may or may not be consumed. Okay, so we are finding the value of stationery consumed in case when the problem mentioned any additional information. So some additional information is there. Say stationery stock as on beginning as on the end. So as on beginning means we have, that means the club has already some stock of stationery. Therefore, total stationery available for their consumption during this period is equal to 4,000 plus 500. This total value for stationery available for consumption for this year is equal to 4,500. But they retained certain stock of stationery as on the end, that means rupees 1,000. That means they didn't consume the total stationery. They consumed how much only? Only 3,500. You understood same now? Am I right now? That means here stationery, how much totally paid? 4,000. And again, how much the stock with the consumed now? That is 500. This total stationery available for consumption is equal to 4,500. Out of this total 4,500, they retained 1,000 as the closing stock. There's the value of stationery consumed how much only? Only 3,500. You understood same now? Okay, Mr. Abdullah, please listen here now. Okay, again next one, the charity. Charity is a routine item now. Routine means sometimes the club is giving some amount for the charitable activities. Therefore, it's a normal expenditure here. Next item, honorarium. What is honorarium? Honorarium means the special allowance given to a guest or the secretary. Okay. So it's also a normal or the routine expenditure. Therefore, it's a part of the income and the expenditure account. So these are the different items applicable into the income and the expenditure account. Then certain items remaining there in the receipt and payment account, say the sports materials. Sports material, it is an asset. It is an asset or is it capital expenditure. Therefore, that is going into where? Into the balance sheet. Similar next one, furniture. It is also an asset. Therefore, it is posted into where only? Only into the balance sheet asset side. Similarly, closing balance of cash. That means here in the given receipt and payment account, we can see balance carried down on the credit side. That is the closing cash balance of the closing cash balance. It should be posted only on the asset side of the balance sheet. You understand same now? Then, so after recording all these items into all revenue items or all current year's items into the income and expenditure account, we are finding the result. In this case, total incomes or total receipts is equal to 62,000. So, we are finding the heavier total of the heavier side firstly. Thus, we got 62,000 is the total incomes. and 62,000, we are writing the 62,000 on the opposite side for getting the result. In this case, incomes are more than the expenditures, therefore the result will be surplus. Thus, total is equal to 62,000 and 60,000 we are writing here, and we are finding the difference or the balance, that is 1,500. This 1,500 representing this one. This one means this surplus. So surplus means excess of income over expenditures. This surplus is carried down or carried into where or carried forward into the balance sheet, in which way this 1,500 will be add back with the capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. So I think all of you understood the same now. Okay, so now this is the way of preparing, or this style of preparing income and the expenditure account. Remember, it contains only the revenue items and we are considering all items which are applicable to the current year. Okay. Okay, now we are analyzing some items which affects both income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. First of all, tournament fund. Again, say for example, the tournament fund beginning, that means at the very beginning of the club, or the club has 10,000 in their hand as tournament fund as on the beginning. During the year, they received donation for tournament rupees 5,000 and the tournament expense rupees 8,000. These are the details given. So how can we express or exhibit these items into the financial statements of a non-profit making organization? Okay, in such case, listen now. In this case, tournament fund beginning how much given? 10,000. And how much they received? 5,000. And how much they spent? 8,000. These are the details. In such case, we are not taking these items into the income and expenditure account. We are showing these items only into the balance sheet as on the end of the year. Say, listen now here. In this case, tournament fund how much they existing? 10,000. How much additionally they received? 5,000. Thus the total tournament fund is equal to 15,000. Out of the total 15,000, how much they spent for the tournament? 8,000. This balance of tournament fund with their hand rupees 7,000, and this 7,000 should be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, that's a treatment of tournament fund in case of the balance sheet. That means when the information given like this, we are showing or we are exhibiting this information on the liability side of the balance sheet. But remember, in the receipt and payment account, an item is given, say income from tournament. That's only the, without mentioning any other information. In such case, we can take or we can treat this item as a normal income. That means when an item of income from tournament is given in the receipt and payment account, it should be shown only in income and the expenditure account. You understand same now? All of you? Okay. But in case when these sort of details given in the question, we are following this pattern. That means first of all, we are showing or recording the tournament fund existing. Then we are adding the additionally what we received. And again also we are deducting the amount of expenditure of the tournament. That's B. Next item, the capital funds. For preparing the balance sheet, capital fund at the beginning is compulsory. In case when the problem didn't mention the capital fund at the beginning, we are preparing the opening balance sheet. That means we are reproducing the balance sheet with a view to calculate or compute or determine the amount of capital at the beginning. That means we are preparing which document? The balance sheet as on the beginning date, as on the opening balance sheet or as on the beginning date. And for this, we are clubbing or organizing the various assets and the liabilities as on that date. Okay, that means we are actually preparing a balance sheet called opening balance sheet or balance sheet at the beginning. What's purpose behind the preparation of this one? To compute the capital at the beginning. Then after, we are preparing the balance sheet for the current year as on the end. Okay, this way. So, in case when the problem didn't mention the amount of capital fund, we are computing such capital fund in which way? By preparing the opening balance sheet. So, in the opening balance sheet, we are inserting the only items, that means the items only as on the day of the beginning. Okay, and again, then say we are writing all the assets on the asset side and we are writing all the liabilities on the liability side, and difference is constituting the amount of capital at the beginning. Okay, you understood all of you now? Okay, now next item, the donation. Donation, we told the same in the previous videos. Donation can be classified into two: general donation and specific donation. That means if there is no further information about the donation, we can treat this donation either as a capital receipt or a normal or a revenue receipt. In case when we are treating this item as a revenue receipt, it is shown on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Okay, in such case it is treated as an income and it should be posted only on the credit side of income and the expenditure account. But when we are treating this item as a capital receipt, it should be shown on the liability side as a capital receipt. But in case of specific donation, it should be shown only in balance sheet. That means on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, that's the treatment of the donation. Next one, grant. Okay, that means we told the same in the previous videos. Grant means the assistance given by the government to some cultural organization, especially to the clubs and the libraries. Again, such grant may be either short-term or long-term receipt. In the absence of any specific information, we can treat grant as a normal or a revenue receipt. Therefore, it should be shown on the credit side of income and the expenditure account as an income. Okay, but in case, remember, when the problem mentioned some information about the grant, say for example, the government allowed the grant for constructing the library building. In such case, they can't or we can't treat such income as a revenue income or a revenue receipt. It is treated as a capital receipt. It should be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. Next item, life membership fee. In this case, the membership of that particular person, that means the person who took the life membership fee, extended up to the death of the concerned member of the non-trading or not profit-making organization. This life membership fee normally shown on the liability side of the balance sheet as a capital receipt. Okay, so these are the this is the treatment of these items now. That means sometimes these items will affect the income and expenditure account or the balance sheet or both. Okay, so in the next video we will solve both. Both means the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. Okay, so once again we are repeating the same. While preparing income and expenditure account, we are taking only the current year's incomes and expenses. Okay, and again here in case of tournament fund or tournament items, we are following this pattern. First of all, we are showing the balance at the beginning and we are adding what we received during the current year for the tournament, and from this total we are deducting the total expenditure what we spent for the tournament. The final balance is treated as a tournament fund that should be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, and once again, in case when the problem mention only the tournament income without mentioning the additional information, it is treated as a normal income. Therefore, it is posted into the income and expenditure account on the credit side. Next one, capital fund. We told for finding the capital fund, we are preparing an opening balance sheet. Next one, say this one, donation can be divided to general and specific. General donation can be treated as an income. It should be posted into the income and expenditure account. But specific donation, it is meant for a specific activity. Therefore, it is treated as a capital asset. And again, it should be posted on the liability side of the balance sheet. Next one, grant, depends on the given information. Then again, next one, life membership fee. In always it is treated as capital asset. It should be shown only on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, so today we are stopping the class. In the next video we will solve both the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. Okay.